Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Karibu, Anthony.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Martin. And it's been lovely just playing David Gray's game. Unfortunately, he did not go up to the top 10. Maybe would have been able to achieve some sort of fame, some notoriety there. And I'll not keep it long. Now, 2021, 2022 has been our program year, and it has been a most unusual year. We had restricted movement. We couldn't travel much. The coronavirus sort of was resilient and stayed within our boundaries. And of course, we saw the growth of Zoom. When we put together our plan at the beginning of July, August, we felt that soon we'll be going back to the physical meetings. And we put in our theme as every member matters, with a plan to reach out to everyone, shake their hand and tell them, welcome back. And therefore our plans were all around getting back to physical. But you know, the best laid plans of man and mice are always come undone. And what happened? 12 months later, here we are, still meeting online. Now, meeting online has been both positive and some other aspects which are not so positive. For example, the positive side, we were able to go for multiple meetings. It was possible to visit a club in Uganda, in Ethiopia, even as far away as Abu Dhabi, China, and the US. It gave our meetings an international flavor because we got visitors from all these various countries. We made savings as clubs from having to pay for room hire, even though that really wouldn't compensate for not being able to being face to face. We also made a lot of savings in terms of having to travel. One of the things that I was really happy about is not having to leave work a little bit early just to beat the commute to my club meeting. But it would have been a small price to pay to be able to shake hands and give a hug to members of my club. It also allowed us to run our clubs much easier. You would be sitting at your home and you'd be able to put up the death by PowerPoint slides much easier. It would also be easy for you to work from anywhere and everywhere. And of course, it was easy to meet many more members other than you'd have been able to do in a physical sense. But on the flip side also, we saw a lot of other things that were not so good. For example, we missed the club culture, being able to be with others and getting that camaraderie, the social aspect of our clubs going, which in many senses holds our clubs, our friendships, and our organization together. We also saw the rise of Zoom fatigue, not so much because we were having too many meetings as a club, but also because maybe at work you'd spend hours on Zoom. Our family meetings also went online. So therefore, over time, we began to get tired of being in front of a screen. We also had to reimagine and to reinvent things that were always exciting for us, like open houses and speechcraft, and tried to fit them into an online situation. So therefore, even though we had looked forward to being online, we found ourselves in this strange in-between world where we are looking forward to being together in a physical sense and yet not quite there. However, looking back, I'm still proud of quite a number of the achievements that we made this year. One of the things that I really enjoyed was club officer training. The online version became even better, even slicker, and was delivered in a much more efficient way than we've ever done in the past. When we had delivered training online for club officers before the coronavirus, it was in a reluctant way. We're doing it because we wanted to save time and to save some money, but preferred to be online. But now we've become better, we've become slicker, and we're able to do the training much better. And we're able to reach many more club officers. And I think this year we had the best ever attendance of club officers in a vibrant, interactive, and truly professional training that I've ever seen. And as a result of that, therefore, we are seeing the best ever DCP performance from our clubs. Many more members have taken the fact that we've been sequestered in our homes and in our offices to progress in their journey across pathways. I have had stories of many people finishing their parts and starting on a new one or even a third one because the opportunities, not only for more meetings, but the fact that you're working from home and online has given you. The other thing that I really enjoyed, really celebrated, was the way our club growth activities were laid out. The Karibuni cocktail was a great innovation, and we're able to welcome new members in a vibrant way. I'm always surprised when I visit clubs to hear many people say that they have never experienced the in-person meetings. It takes me aback, but when you think about it, this is almost the third year we'll be meeting online. We had to reformat the way we do speechcraft and present it online to people who had never heard of Toastmasters before, and especially the corporates. And I enjoyed the fact that we had many more people who volunteered and were trained to be club coaches, club sponsors, and also are helped to start new clubs, all in this now familiar online situation. But for me, what I really enjoyed was the independence I saw within the divisions and within the clubs. I saw clubs meeting up with other clubs for joint meetings, not only within the division or within the district, but even outside of the country, outside of the continent. And that created a lot of confidence in the fact that our clubs are very high quality and were able to help other clubs develop their quality out there. The fact that the clubs were able to do this and to draw their members and make meetings interesting for them demonstrated again our theme for the year, which was every member matters. We want to make it interesting so that every member would have a reason to come for meetings. Joining clubs outside of the district was another very interesting phenomenon. And I was pleased to see many of our members taking on roles that were not in their district, in their division, even in their area. And what does this mean? The name of District 114 was raised to a higher level. And I've had a lot of district directors telling me, we have enjoyed having your members in our meetings and we want to visit your clubs. So this very unusual year, therefore, does portend a very interesting future. One of the things that we have to accept is that online presence is here to stay. And we as club officers and as district officers must make it work, even as we push to go back to physical meetings. A lot of members joined when we were online, and it's the only way they know that a club meeting works. So we must find a way to make both online and face-to-face meetings work and work well for our clubs so that we can ensure that every member gets the version of the club that they're most comfortable with. The second thing that I've noticed is an increase in corporate interest. And therefore, looking forward, one of the things we're going to see is many more corporates wanting to have clubs within their companies. And this underlines the fact that our Toastmaster education is proven in developing leaders and helping all professionals become more effective communicators and public speakers. The third thing is that I have seen that our new members are much younger, and there are many more ladies who are joining our organization. And these are the foundation of the future of our continent. For me, this is exciting news. And those are the things that we need to look forward for in the future. Younger, more vibrant members who are comfortable online as they are physically, as well as going deep into the corporate world to have an impact, not only on the corporates, but our members who run those corporations. I am completely invested in the dream of a great Africa, one that will lead the world. I see Africa rising truly, not just as a slogan, but one that for sure is going to impact the world. And I look forward to seeing Africa, not only as a continent, but our people and our young people especially having a seat at the seat of nations and sitting with pride. As Toastmasters, we have within our hands to develop these leaders. We have the opportunities to make leaders simply by extending the cover of our clubs as wide as we can within our district. Let us give as many people an opportunity to become leaders of integrity, leaders of excellence, leaders who understand that leadership is service and who respect others in line with the principles and the values of Toastmasters International. We have the opportunity to have an impact for our country. And therefore, I exhort each one of you to ensure that your club is the best that it can be, so that in our own little way, we can claim that we've impacted our countries, our communities, and most importantly, our continent. I'm looking forward to a great future for Toastmasters International, and thank you for all the contribution and the participation you have taken during this year that is coming to an end. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the conference.